My mother broke my arm because I got into medical school while her son dropped out, so I cut them out of my life for good. My name is Vanessa. I never thought getting into medical school would almost destroy my family, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I was sitting at the kitchen table scrolling through my laptop when the email notification popped up. My heart stopped. Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. I clicked it with trembling fingers. Oh my God, I whispered, reading the first line 3 times to make sure it was real. My stepbrother Cameron glanced up from his phone. What? I got in. Hopkins Medicine. Full ride. He looked back down without responding. Classic Cameron. 23 years old, dropped out of Arizona State 6 months ago, now living rent-free in my mom's house in Phoenix. My mom walked in from the garage, still wearing her scrubs from her nursing shift at Mercy General. What's all the noise about? Mom, I got accepted to Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. Her face lit up like Christmas morning. Vanessa, baby, that's incredible. She pulled me into a tight hug. I'm so proud of you. We need to celebrate this. Where's Candace? Grocery run, Cameron mumbled. 25 minutes later, my stepmom Candace pushed through the front door with reusable shopping bags hanging from both arms. The moment she saw my smile, something shifted in her expression. Her jaw tightened. Her eyes went cold. What's going on? She asked, her tone completely flat. Vanessa got into Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, my mom said, practically glowing. Full scholarship. Candace set the bags down slowly, deliberately. Medical school? Yeah. Can you believe it? All those late nights studying finally paid off. That's nice. She turned to Cameron. Did you email that hiring manager like I asked? Cameron didn't look up from his phone. They're not hiring right now. You didn't even try, did you? Candace's voice climbed higher. You just sat here on that couch all day while your stepsister gets into some fancy school. My mom stepped forward. Candace, come on. This isn't about Cameron. Let's celebrate Vanessa's achievement. Right. It's always about Vanessa, isn't it? Candace's face flushed red. Perfect Vanessa with her perfect grades and her perfect future. Meanwhile, my son is drowning and nobody gives a damn. I care, my mom said firmly. But Cameron needs to take some responsibility for his own life. Responsibility? You mean like how you take responsibility for making him feel worthless in his own home? I tried to calm things down. Candace, I didn't mean to. Didn't mean to what? Show off? Rub it in my son's face that you're better than him. I'm not better than anyone. I just worked really hard. Worked hard. She laughed, but it sounded bitter, angry. Cameron worked hard too, but he didn't have everything handed to him on a silver platter like you did. My mom's jaw clenched. Candace, that's enough. Vanessa earned this. Of course you'd defend her. You always do. Candace grabbed her purse. I need some air. She stormed toward the door, then stopped. When she turned back, her eyes locked onto mine, cold, calculating, filled with something that made my stomach drop. You think you're so special, don't you? And that's when I knew this wasn't over. I don't think I'm special, I said carefully. I just all these years looking down on Cameron, making him feel like nothing. Candace took a step closer. And now this. My mom moved between us. Candace, you're being completely unreasonable right now. Unreasonable. Her voice cracked. My son dropped out because he's been depressed for months and she's celebrating like she won the lottery. I'm sorry Cameron's struggling, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. But my acceptance doesn't have anything to do with. Everything is about you. Candace screamed. She lunged forward. My mom tried to grab her arm, but Candace was too fast. She shoved me hard, both hands against my chest. I stumbled backward, my arms shooting out to catch myself against the kitchen counter. There was a crack, like a branch snapping, then pain. White-hot, electric pain that shot from my left forearm straight to my brain. I screamed. What did you do? My mom's voice was pure shock and fury. Candace's face went pale. I didn't, she fell. You pushed her. My mom was already pulling out her phone. Don't move, Vanessa. I'm calling 911. Cameron finally looked up from his phone, his face blank with disbelief. It was an accident, Candace whispered. But her eyes told a different story. Through the haze of pain making my vision blur, I saw it clearly. She'd meant to hurt me. Maybe not to break my arm, but she'd wanted to hurt me. The ambulance arrived in what felt like hours, but was probably 12 minutes. The paramedics were gentle as they stabilized my arm, but every tiny movement sent fresh waves of agony through me. "What happened here?" one of them asked. My mom answered before I could. Her stepmother pushed her during an argument. Deliberately. Candace started crying. "No, that's not. It was an accident." I was upset. I didn't mean for this to happen. "You pushed my daughter," my mom said, her voice ice cold. "And now she's going to the hospital." In the ambulance, I looked down at my arm. It was already swelling, and the angle looked wrong. Definitely wrong. My left arm. My dominant hand. "Am I going to be okay?" I asked the paramedic. She gave me a reassuring smile, but I could see concern in her eyes. "The doctors will take good care of you. Try to stay calm." But I couldn't stay calm. My mind was racing. I was supposed to start medical school in 10 weeks. I needed my hands, both of them, to examine patients, to perform procedures, to write notes. What if this injury was serious? What if it didn't heal properly? What if Candace had just destroyed my entire future? We pulled up to Banner Desert Medical Center's emergency entrance. As they wheeled me through the automatic doors, I heard my mom on the phone behind me. "Yes, I need to report an assault. My daughter was just attacked by her stepmother." That's when it became real. This wasn't just a family fight that got out of hand. This was assault. This was criminal. And nothing would ever be the same. The emergency room doctor confirmed what I already feared. Dr. Martinez looked at my x-rays with a serious expression that made my stomach turn. "Your radius is fractured, a complete break. The bone fragments are displaced, which means you'll need surgery to realign them properly." "Surgery?" My voice came out small, scared. "We'll use plates and screws to stabilize the bone while it heals. The good news is that with proper treatment, you should regain full function." He paused. How exactly did this happen? I hesitated. My mom spoke up from the chair beside me. Her stepmother pushed her during an argument. Violently. Dr. Martinez's expression shifted, concern mixed with something else. "I see. I'll need to document this injury thoroughly. Are you safe returning home?" "She won't be going back there," my mom said firmly. "Not ever." The police arrived while I was waiting for surgery. Officer Daniels was a woman in her mid-40s with sharp eyes and a calm demeanor that somehow made me feel safer. "Vanessa, I need you to tell me exactly what happened tonight." I walked her through everything, getting the acceptance email, Candace's reaction, the escalating argument, and finally the push. My voice shook when I described hearing my bone crack. "Did she intend to hurt you?" "Yes," I said without hesitation. She was furious that I got into Hopkins while Cameron dropped out. She said I was rubbing it in his face. Were there other witnesses? My mom and Cameron both saw everything. Officer Daniels made notes in her pad. "Your mother mentioned this isn't the first incident of hostility from your stepmother." My mom leaned forward. "Candace has been increasingly aggressive toward Vanessa for months. Mostly verbal, constant comparisons to Cameron, making Vanessa feel guilty for succeeding academically. But it's been getting worse. Why didn't you report it before?" My mom's face fell. "I thought I could handle it. Thought if I just kept the peace, it would blow over. I was wrong." Her voice broke. "I should have protected my daughter better." After surgery, I stayed with my best friend Gianna and her dad, Mr. Sullivan. Gianna had been my ride or die since middle school, and when she heard what happened, she immediately insisted I come stay with them. "How's the arm?" Gianna asked the next morning, bringing me tea in bed. "Hurts like hell, but Dr. Martinez said it should heal completely in about 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Gianna's eyes widened. Right before Hopkins orientation. The realization hit me like a truck. Oh God, what if I can't start on time? What if this delays everything? Hey, breathe. You're the strongest person I know. You'll be fine. Gianna sat on the edge of the bed. But we need to talk about what happens next. The police are investigating. Are you pressing charges? I don't know. Mom's worried about what? That woman broke your arm, Vanessa. She assaulted you. Mr. Sullivan knocked on the doorframe. Sorry to interrupt, but Vanessa, your mom's here. My mom looked like she'd aged 10 years overnight. Dark circles under her eyes, her hair pulled back messily, still wearing yesterday's scrubs. How are you feeling, baby? Like my stepmom broke my arm. My mom flinched at my words. She sat down across from me, her hands clasped so tightly her knuckles turned white. I'm so sorry, Vanessa. I should have seen this coming. Should have protected you. What happens now? I asked. Candace is staying with her sister in Scottsdale. She's claiming it was an accident. Says you slipped and she was trying to catch you. Gianna snorted. That's complete garbage. I know, my mom said, but Cameron is backing up her story. My stomach dropped. What? He told the police you lost your balance and fell. Said Candace was trying to help you. He's lying. Gianna's voice rose. He was right there. He saw the whole thing. He's protecting his mother, my mom said quietly. I already gave my statement to Officer Daniels. I told her exactly what I saw, Candace deliberately pushing you, but now it's my word against theirs. So it's a he said she said situation. I felt sick. Not exactly. My mom pulled out her phone. You remember Dr. Thompson from 4 houses down? He was doing yard work when everything happened. His kitchen window faces ours directly. Hope flickered in my chest. Dr. Thompson saw it? He's already given a statement to the police. He saw Candace push you, no question about it. He even heard her screaming at you beforehand. Gianna grabbed my good hand. Then you have witnesses. You have evidence. You can actually hold her accountable. But she's still Cameron's mother, I said softly. If I press charges, then she faces consequences for what she did, my mom interrupted. Vanessa, listen to me. I love you. You're my daughter, and I won't let anyone hurt you. Not even my wife. Ex-wife, Mr. Sullivan corrected gently from the doorway. You did file for divorce, didn't you? My mom nodded. First thing this morning. The papers are being served to Candace today. The weight of it all crashed over me. In less than 24 hours, my entire family had imploded. I'd gotten into my dream school and ended up with a broken arm and a destroyed family. Vanessa, my mom said, her voice gentle but firm, I need you to understand something. This is not your fault. None of this is your fault. You didn't cause this by succeeding. Candace caused this by being unable to handle her own jealousy and rage. But Cameron made his choice when he lied to the police. That's on him, not you. Gianna squeezed my hand. Your mom's right. You worked your ass off to get into Hopkins. You earned that acceptance. The fact that Candace couldn't be happy for you says everything about her, nothing about you. Mr. Sullivan stepped into the room. The police called. They want to know if you're willing to press charges. They have enough evidence to arrest Candace for assault causing bodily harm. My mom looked at me. This is your decision, baby. Whatever you choose, I support you 100%. I looked down at my cast, at my left arm that I might not have full use of for months. I thought about the surgery, the pain, the fear that my medical career could end before it even started. Tell them yes, I said. I'm pressing charges. 3 days later, Candace requested a meeting at the house. The police allowed it with Officer Daniels present. I walked in with my arm in a bright blue cast, Gianna right beside me. Candace sat on the couch next to Cameron, looking smaller somehow, diminished. Her eyes were red-rimmed, her hair unwashed. Vanessa, she started, her voice trembling. I'm so glad you came. We really need to talk about what happened. You mean when you broke my arm? She flinched. It wasn't like that. I was upset, yes. But I never meant to hurt you. You pushed me, I said, my voice steady and cold. You pushed me because you were angry that I got into Hopkins while Cameron dropped out of Arizona State. I was having a moment. I just found out Cameron didn't get another job he applied for. I didn't not get it, Cameron interjected. They went with someone else. Candace shot him a look before turning back to me. I've been under so much stress. Cameron's struggles, financial problems, your mother's constant criticism of me. Don't blame Mom for this, I cut her off. She's not the one who assaulted me. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm trying to explain. Candace's composure started cracking. You have no idea what it's like watching my son suffer while you succeed at everything. Every time you accomplish something, it felt like another failure for him. That's not my fault. I know that. That's what I'm trying to say. She leaned forward desperately. I made a terrible mistake, but you're okay, right? I mean, it'll heal. Officer Daniels shifted in her chair but remained silent, observing carefully. It'll heal in 8 weeks, I said. Just in time for Hopkins orientation. If the surgery hadn't gone well, I could have lost function in my hand. My entire medical career could have been over before it even started. Candace's face went pale. But it didn't come to that. That's what matters, right? You're going to be fine. That doesn't excuse what you did. I know. That's why I'm apologizing. Her voice rose.
I'm sorry, Vanessa. I'm truly, deeply sorry.
I'll do anything to make this right. Therapy, anger management classes, whatever you want. Just please don't press charges. Why shouldn't I? Because I'm Cameron's mother. She was almost shouting now. Move past this. Gianna's voice was sharp. She assaulted Vanessa. She could have permanently damaged her arm, ended her career before it started. It was an accident, Cameron insisted. She didn't mean to. You're still lying, I said, staring at him. You saw what happened. You saw her push me on purpose. I saw you slip. Stop. My mom's voice cut through the room like a knife. Cameron, I was there. Dr. Thompson was there. We both saw your mother deliberately push Vanessa. Stop protecting her with lies. Cameron's jaw set stubbornly. Dr. Thompson must be confused. The guy's like 75. He's 63 and sharper than you'll ever be, my mom snapped. And he has no reason to lie. Candace stood up abruptly, tears streaming down her face. Please, Vanessa, I'm begging you. I'll leave town if you want. I'll stay away from you forever. Just don't send me to jail. I can't go to prison. You should have thought about that before you assaulted a 21-year-old woman, Officer Daniels said quietly. Candace whirled on her. This is a family matter. We can handle this ourselves. You committed assault causing bodily injury, Officer Daniels replied evenly. That's a criminal matter, not a family disagreement. But I apologized. An apology doesn't erase a crime, I said. You broke my arm because you couldn't handle your jealousy. You've spent years making me feel guilty for achieving things, trying to make me smaller so Cameron would seem bigger by comparison. That's not true. It is true. I was standing now, my voice rising. You've called me selfish, stuck up, and privileged. You've made snide comments about my grades, my scholarship applications, my college acceptance. And when I finally achieved my biggest dream, you couldn't stand it. So you hurt me. Candace's tears turned to anger. You want to know the truth? Fine. I can't stand watching you succeed while my son fails. Every single time you accomplish something, it feels like a knife in my heart. You don't deserve everything you have. There it is, Gianna said. The real Candace. Candace realized what she'd admitted. No, wait. I didn't mean you meant every word, I said. And now you'll face the consequences. Candace's expression changed, the fear replaced by something harder, darker. If you do this, you'll regret it. Officer Daniels stood up. Was that a threat, Mrs. Hensley? It's the truth. You send me to jail and I'll make sure everyone knows what a vindictive, ungrateful little. Stop talking right now, my mom commanded, stepping between us. Candace shoved her aside. Get away from me. This is your fault too. You turned my own son against me with your precious, perfect daughter. Mom, calm down, Cameron said nervously. Don't tell me to calm down. Candace screamed. She grabbed a picture frame from the side table and hurled it at the wall. You want me to pay? Fine. But you'll pay too. All of you. Officer Daniels reached for her radio. I need backup. Candace lunged at me. My mom and Officer Daniels grabbed her, forcing her to the ground as she screamed obscenities and threats. Within minutes, more officers arrived. They handcuffed Candace, still struggling and shouting. You'll regret this, Vanessa. I'll make sure of it. You'll pay for this. Cameron stood frozen, watching as they dragged his mother out the front door and into a patrol car. The trial took 4 months. Candace was charged with second-degree assault and making criminal threats. I sat in the courthouse with my mom Gianna and Mr. Sullivan as witness after witness testified. Dr. Thompson described exactly what he saw through his kitchen window. Dr. Martinez explained the severity of my injury and the surgery required. My mom described Candace's escalating hostility over the past year. Candace's lawyer tried to paint me as a spoiled kid who provoked a stressed-out mother, but the evidence was overwhelming. The jury deliberated for just under 3 hours. Guilty on all counts, the forewoman announced. Candace's face crumpled. Cameron, sitting behind her in the gallery, dropped his head into his hands. The judge sentenced her to 18 months in county jail, followed by 3 years probation and mandatory anger management courses. This court does not tolerate violence against young adults, the judge said sternly. The defendant's actions were calculated and vindictive. She targeted the victim specifically because of jealousy over the victim's academic achievements. She will serve the full sentence. Outside the courthouse, Cameron approached me for the first time since the trial began. Happy now? His voice was bitter. You got what you wanted. My mom's going to jail. I wanted her to take responsibility for what she did, I said. She never did. She apologized. She apologized to avoid consequences, not because she was actually sorry. I looked at him directly. You lied for her, Cameron. You watched her break my arm and then lied to the police about it. He looked away. She's my mom. And I could have been your sister, but you chose her lies over the truth. I started to walk away, then stopped. For what it's worth, I hope you figure your life out. But we're done. Don't contact me again. 6 weeks later, I was in my tiny studio apartment near Johns Hopkins campus in Baltimore, preparing for orientation. My arm had healed perfectly. Dr. Martinez said I'd have full function, no limitations. Gianna was helping me unpack boxes of textbooks and supplies. How does it feel? Soon to be doctor. I smiled. Surreal. Good surreal. You deserve this. After everything you went through. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. Vanessa, it's Cameron. I sighed. I told you not to contact me. I know, but Mom's been asking me to call. She wants to talk to you. She's different now. Prison changed her. She's in therapy, working on herself. Good for her. But that doesn't change what she did. She wants to apologize. For real this time. She had plenty of chances to apologize sincerely. She chose to make excuses and threaten me instead. Can't you give her one more chance? She's my mom. And that's exactly why I can't forgive her, Cameron. Because to you, she'll always be your mom first. To me, she'll always be the woman who broke my arm because she hated seeing me succeed. I kept my voice firm. Tell Candace this, I don't forgive her. I don't want her apology. I want her to stay out of my life permanently. You're really that cold? I'm that done. I ended the call and blocked the number. Gianna gave me a sympathetic look. You okay? Yeah, actually, I am. I looked around my apartment, my fresh start. I spent too long letting Candace make me feel guilty for being successful. I'm not doing that anymore. Good, because you're going to be an amazing doctor. Johns Hopkins School of Medicine started in 2 days. My dream was finally beginning. And Candace? She was exactly where she belonged. As I walked across campus that first morning, the weight of the past 4 months felt lighter somehow. The sun was warm on my face, my arm moved without pain, and I carried my new backpack filled with textbooks about anatomy and physiology. Other first-year medical students smiled nervously at each other, introducing themselves in clusters near the entrance to the Turner building. I was one of them now, not the girl whose stepmother broke her arm, not the victim of assault, but Vanessa Torres, first-year medical student at one of the best schools in the country. My phone buzzed with a text from my mom. First day. So proud of you, baby. Call me tonight and tell me everything. Love you. I smiled and tucked my phone away. Despite everything that had happened, I wasn't alone. My mom had stood by me, divorced Candace, and was rebuilding her life too. Gianna had been there through every doctor's appointment, every court date, every moment of doubt. Mr. Sullivan had opened his home to me without hesitation. I had my people. The ones who celebrated my success instead of resenting it. Inside the lecture hall, I found a seat in the third row and pulled out my laptop. The professor began her welcome speech, talking about the journey ahead, the challenges we'd face, the lives we'd save. I listened intently, taking notes, already feeling like I belonged here. During the break, a girl with curly red hair sat down next to me.
Hey, I'm Brooke.
Nervous. Terrified, I admitted with a laugh. But excited. Same. Where are you from? Phoenix. You? Seattle. Just got here last week. Still getting used to the humidity. We chatted easily about our backgrounds, our undergraduate experiences, what specialties we might be interested in. Normal conversation.
No drama, no jealousy, no comparisons.
Just two people starting the same incredible journey. This was what I deserved. What I'd worked for. What I'd fought for. That evening, I called my mom as promised. How was it? She asked immediately. Mom, it was perfect. The professors are brilliant, the other students are amazing, and I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Her voice caught. I'm so happy for you, sweetheart. You earned every bit of this. Thanks for everything, Mom. For believing me, for standing up to Candace, for filing for divorce. I know it wasn't easy. You're my daughter. It was the easiest decision I've ever made. She paused. Have you heard from Cameron? He called yesterday. I blocked his number. Good. You don't need that toxicity in your life. No, I agreed. I really don't. After we hung up, I stood by my apartment window, looking out at the Baltimore skyline. Somewhere in Arizona, Candace was sitting in a county jail cell, serving time for what she'd done to me. Somewhere in Phoenix, Cameron was probably still living rent-free at his aunt's house, still making excuses, still refusing to take responsibility for his own life. But their choices weren't my problem anymore. I thought about that moment in the kitchen 4 months ago, the email notification, the excitement, the shattered joy when Candace couldn't handle her jealousy. I thought about the sound of my bone breaking, the surgery, the fear that my dreams were ending before they'd even begun. But I'd survived. More than that, I'd thrived. I'd pressed charges, testified in court, and watched justice unfold. I'd healed, physically and emotionally. I'd moved across the country and started my medical training on schedule, exactly as planned. Candace had tried to break me. Instead, she'd only made me stronger. I pulled out my anatomy textbook and settled onto my couch, ready to start studying. Tomorrow would bring another full day of lectures, labs, and learning. The days after that would bring more challenges, more growth, more steps toward becoming the doctor I'd always dreamed of being. And I'd face every single one of them with my head held high, my arm fully healed, and my future bright with possibility. Because that's what happens when you refuse to let bitter, jealous people dim your light. You shine anyway. Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, Class of 2029. Dr. Vanessa Torres had a nice ring to it. And I couldn't wait to earn it.